Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple of sections and just go through some calculator screens for you. So this first section, kind of show you the formula here. Going back to section 1, and we're doing just simple interest type things. So how would we type in that 500 times the whole parentheses thing there? Um, Anyways, I'm going to try to... Alright, so I'm going to start with the inner parentheses, and I'm really going to start with the 0.09 times 5/12. So you just literally go to your calculator and go 0.09 times 5 divided by 12. And then when you hit enter, we're going to add that to 1. And then we're going to multiply that times 500. And we get 518.75, which matches the answer right there we got in class. Okay, so the next one, again off section 1, is this piece right here, and I want to show how we can type the 150 times 365, that in our calculator. So let me pull that up. Oops, kind of getting off the screen here. We'll get it back on the screen. Okay, so I want 150 times 365. So I'm going to type in the numerator first, and that did not work. Let me try that again. Wow, 365 just does not want to show up. Okay. Alright, so that's my numerator. I'm going to divide it by, and I want the calculator to understand that the 180 times 10,000 goes together in the denominator. So 180 times 10,000. Alright, so with the parentheses, then the calculator will multiply first and then divide by whatever it gets. And that matches what we got in class. Okay, so I'm going to jump to section 2, and I'm going to look at example 2 here, and just kind of go through how we would type this in the calculator. Starting with that 0.06 divided by 12. So let me get that up. Okay, so I'm going to again start with the inner piece, the 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12. And notice, I did not get it in there correctly. I'm using that pen I use in class, so sometimes it doesn't want to. I'm having to hit little buttons here. So 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12. Okay, so we get that number. I'm going to raise this, and I want the 8 times 12, so parentheses 8 times 12. Okay, then I get that number. And then I want to multiply that by the 1,000, so times 1,000. And that should match the answer we got in class. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to look at example 3 here and specifically show how to type this top step here into the calculator to solve for P. Okay, so don't really need to see that piece since that's what I'm trying to show you is how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the inner piece, the parentheses first. So 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12. Oops, sorry, delete that out. Okay. And then I want to raise that to the 12 times 6. Which gives me that. Okay, so that's the piece next to P, and I want to divide 1,000 by that. So if I just take 1,000 divided by, and your calculator actually remembers the previous answer, so you might be able to go up, arrow up, and hit enter. And if you can do that, you just hit, that'll copy and paste the number down, so it'll keep your decimal accuracy. So we might be a little bit more accurate on this than we were in class. Let's see, 7. Uh-oh. Okay, I actually debated whether to erase this and try this again. I think it actually is worth keeping in. So notice, I am wrong. Oddly not by much, though. Oops, I disappeared. Come back, PDF. Alright, let me see if I can get my PDF back up. Okay, so as I was saying, I was debating keeping this in or not. And I decided to leave it in there as I'm randomly hitting buttons now. And the reason is I made a mistake, and I think it's important to fess up and see what I did wrong. It should be 10,000. I typed 1,000. So I can just type that over again, and hopefully this time count the correct number of zeros, divided by, and then I'll just arrow up to the right number that I wanted, and then hit enter again. And that's something that practice, practice, practice. Otherwise, you wouldn't catch that you'd mistype that in. Okay. Okay. So here's another good one from section 2, number 6. The part where we have the T. Okay, pull up the calculator and then pull up the screen. Hope this is helping. Kind of see. So let me kind of clear that. Alright, so I went ln, so there's an ln button, 2, divided by, and then I'm going to do a open parentheses, 12 times ln. And notice when you did ln, another set of parentheses pops up there, so it's kind of telling you, well, what's inside the ln. And in our case, it'd be that 1 plus 0.075 divided by 12. Okay. Now, I've got 2 sets of open, so I need to do 2 sets of close. So I close the ln, and I need to close out the whole denominator. And that should give us the 9.27 that we got in class. Okay, so this is section 4, example 1 about present value. So I'm going to show you how to type this piece in the calculator. And then we'll go look at some of the ones we did in class today. Sorry, let me get that up. I don't need this piece. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start with that numerator, and then specifically I'm going to start with the parentheses here of the 1 plus 0.03, and then I'm going to raise that to the negative 6 power. Alright, then I want 1 minus that, and I'm going to arrow up and then hit enter. Then I want to multiply that by the 1,000 and divide that by the 0.03. So times 1,000 divided by 0.03. And should match the 5417. So it does. Yay. Okay, and then let me kind of scroll down to, let me pause this. Okay, so let me this is an example where we've got present value, we're trying to figure out payment. So let me pull up the calculator on this side so I can type it in. Put the little screen over here. Okay, since the 84, and I'm sorry, I've got an 83 up here, but 84 is actually a bit better than 83. Since it has that ability to store a decimal and you can arrow up and copy and paste it down, I'm just going to type in the right side like I said. So I'm just going to type in this side and I'll copy and paste and divide by the 800 here in a second. So let me start with the 1 plus 0.015, the inner piece of the parentheses. Okay, and then I'm going to raise that to the negative 18 power. And then I want 1 minus that, so 1 minus, and I'm just going to arrow up to the number and hit enter. And then I'm going to divide by 0.015. Let me try that again, because again my little pen here is a little obnoxious, but that's okay. Alright, so I have this number here. I want to take 800 and divide it by that thing. So I'm just going to type 800 divided by, and then I'm going to arrow up to my little fancy number and hit enter, and should match the answer we got in class, which you can kind of see here right below it, 51.04. Okay, so one more. Hopefully we're getting the point here. And if your calculator's not doing this, if you could email me, kind of give me an explanation, maybe even take a picture with your phone, I might be able to make another video and kind of help figure out what's going on. All right, so, oh no, oh there it is. Again, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that the calculator will copy and paste or remember what's on the screen there. So I'm going to start with the innermost parentheses, the 1 plus 0.055 divided by 12. 1 plus 0.055 divided by 12. Okay, and I'm going to raise that to the negative 60 power. And I want 1 minus that. So I hit enter. And I want to divide this by, now this time I need parentheses because I didn't figure out a decimal equivalency for this. So parentheses 0.055, come on, 55 divided by 12. Wow. Alright, close that parentheses. Alright, so this 52.35, that's this square bracket right here. That's what that number represents. So the 13,500, I know it didn't look like that, but that's what I was going to divide by. So I'm going to take 13,500 and divide it by the 52.35 that we found. And that'll tell us the payment, the 257.86, which you can kind of see down here at the bottom. Uncover it. All right. So, and again, it's the assumption I'm making is if you can get this to this point, I didn't get a sense in class that we were having a hard time figuring all the other information out. It was just getting to the payment itself. So hopefully that helped, and if you need more, let me know.